Mind if I have a quick word, Sarah? My stomach plummeted. Being singled out by the HR director was never good, especially not at an event. I was supposed to be relaxing and letting my hair down, which everyone knew was code for getting sozzled. I nodded and Clara gestured to a quieter corner of the function room, well away from all the fun. The colleagues I'd been talking to gave me sympathetic smiles. I returned them with a grimace, picked up my glass and followed Clara. It wasn't that I didn't like her, she could be a good laugh, but one-to-ones were rarely laughing matters. I know we shouldn't be talking shop when you're trying to let your hair down. See, even Clara knew the code. But it's hard to track you down in the office, so I thought I'd seize this opportunity as you're here. So that's what this was about. Not being in the office enough. My face grew warm. This wasn't fair. It had been agreed that I could work flexibly when I came back full-time. It was the only way I could make it work with school drop-offs and pickups. And I worked most evenings, at my laptop or on calls to overseas clients, once Evie and Fred were in bed. I wasn't just meeting my targets, I was smashing them. It was killing me, but I was doing it. Clara's snide comment was completely unjustified. Clara took me to an empty bar table so far away from everyone else, we were practically in another building. I sat down and tried to zone out the laughter and general merriment going on in every other area of the huge room. Clara wiped the table with a napkin and smiled at me. I might not physically be in the office full-time, but I'm working at home when I'm not there, I said defensively. You can contact me anytime, including evenings and weekends. I'm always available. Just the night before, I'd taken the children trick-or-treating while listening in on one of my team's marketing pitches. Thankfully, the blood-curdling screams in the background hadn't put him off. Clara's sleek bob barely moved as she shook her head. That wasn't a complaint. It's hard to track you down because you're always in meetings. I've seen your calendar, it's crazy. She took a sip of her wine. Speaking of time. Oh no. She'd seen me sneaking into the autumn conference late that morning. Usually Evie and Fred went to breakfast club on the days I came into the office, but Will and I were staying in a hotel tonight, so it hadn't felt right doing my usual drop and run when I wouldn't be seeing them until tomorrow. I'd made myself even later by dropping my case off at the hotel en route. But missing 2 hours was nothing compared to the number of extra hours I'd worked. I nudged the side of my glasses up. Time? I asked innocently. I'd pretend I'd been at the conference from the very start, setting up even. Someone had to put out the name badges, corporate notepad and cellophaned croissants with the texture of a rubber band. Clara nodded. You shouldn't have to work evenings and weekends regularly. Easy for her to say. I had no choice. If I didn't, I wouldn't be meeting my targets, let alone smashing them. It was impossible to work when Evie and Fred were home from school, and Will didn't get in until they were going to bed. Later if he had to take clients out. I forced a smile. Working evenings and weekends to get the job done means I don't feel guilty about spending time with the children after school on the days I work from home, or leaving at 5 when I'm in the office. I don't mind. I did mind. It was exhausting going back to my desk after falling asleep while reading the children's bedtime stories, or turning down the offer to watch Netflix and chill with Will. I meant that in the genuine sense, not with the expectation of sexual activity. We'd been together for 12 years, with children in our lives for the past 7. The prospect of watching something that didn't involve a puppet or talking animal was much more appealing than sex most nights. Not tonight, though. We'd booked that hotel for a reason.